Hello and welcome back to my podcast. I'm Becky and you can find me on Instagram as @BeckyKnits and on Ravelry as Becky Monday. I will leave links to everything I talk about in the description box down below. It has been like 2 months, possibly slightly more than 2 months since the last time I recorded a podcast, so thank you for joining me again, or if you're new then thank you for clicking on my video. I got into a bit of a knitting slump and I can't explain it. Usually I get into a slump because I don't know, I just kind of overdo it with something, you know. It often happens when I've just kind of set myself a really unachievable goal and I don't think I did that. I think somebody mentioned a book and I wanted to read the book, and then I read it and suddenly I was just like, the only thing I want to do right now is read books. So I had like a couple of months where all my knitting time was absorbed in reading books, and I didn't touch my knitting, but I don't know what it was. Something inspired me to get back to my knitting, and I feel like I'm in a good place knitting wise right now. I don't feel kind of all consumed by it at the moment, but I can also kind of feel like maybe I might be getting there. It might not take long and I might just be completely consumed by knitting again. We'll see. First thing to talk about is finished objects, and I do actually have a finished object. I am wearing it right now. I think this might have been the thing that inspired me to get back into knitting. I go to a knit night on a Wednesday, and while I was in my slump, I was still going to knit night and I was taking my Musselburgh hat, which I'm still working on. But I was just taking this and just knitting a little bit on it. So I'm doing pretty well. It's not finished yet, but I'm doing pretty well on that. And I was just taking this every week, and people were kind of like surprised because in previous weeks I'd been taking a new project every week because I'd been finishing the thing that I had taken the week before. And then one of them was like, "Where's that stripy jumper that you were knitting? Did you finish that?" And I was like, "No." And so I kind of was thinking about this jumper, and originally, so I'd cast the body off. I'll show you. I've done cropped body. Really pleased with that. And originally I was going to do 3/4 length-ish sleeves. And I guess with the weather warming up, I was just kind of not inspired to pick up and knit a long sleeve jumper because I just won't wear it. So I thought to myself, well, maybe I'm just done knitting this. Maybe I want to move on, and maybe that's kind of why I am not knitting. So I decided to just cast it off. Do the minimum that I needed to get it to a finished state and cast it off. So I did short sleeves. I think there's 2, yeah, so that's the where I've split for the sleeves. So I did 2 stripes and then I cast off or did like the grey and cast it off. And actually it's perfect. I have worn this lots since I finished it. It's blocked out really beautifully. The neck is a tad tight. I have to take my glasses off to put it on and take it off, but to be honest, I don't wear it. I wear it on its own, maybe with like a vest top underneath, but it's long enough that I don't need to wear anything underneath it. So I don't always wear things underneath it, so I'm not going to be like taking it off in the middle of the day when I'm out, so I don't feel like it matters. And the neckline sits comfortably. It's not like strangling me. I'm comfortable with how it sits when I'm wearing it. And so I'm actually really, really happy with how it turned out. So yeah, and my sort of thinking with the sleeves was that if I really love wearing it and it comes to like the end of summer and I'm starting to get sad that I can't wear it anymore, either I can layer it over something like a long sleeve top, or I can just undo the cast off and add more stripes. I have put the remainder of the advent stripes away. I'm not going to use them for anything else. I'm going to keep the grey that I have left all to one side, and hopefully I'll remember where they are, and then if I want to add longer sleeves come autumn, I can just do that. But for now, this is perfect. I'm getting wear out of it and I love it. So the yarn is, this is like a fibre spats or fibre spates, I'm never sure how you're supposed to say that. Vivacious 4-ply, I think it's called, just in grey. And then the stripes are the Lonely Knitter Bumbling Yarns Very Nerdy Advent from last year. So I was actually, you know, I used my Advent yarns in something and it's not even halfway through the year. So I'm like pretty pleased with that, and it has been the permission that I needed to sign up for another Advent calendar for this year. I haven't chosen yet. I think I'm going to get the Homespun House one, but I have not bought it yet. So fingers crossed I don't miss out on the opportunity to buy Molly's Advent calendar. But anyway, yeah, so this is, oh, and the pattern is, I'll put the name of the pattern down here because I can't remember what it's called. Shady Side. It's called Shady Side. I'll put the information here. But yeah, so yeah, there we go. I'm very happy with it. It's very comfortable and it's, yeah, warm, but not too warm. I've sewn a few things, but nothing really that's worth me showing you. You know, just some like leggings for my children when they need new trousers, that kind of thing. The other thing that I have done, which I am like excited about, ridiculously excited about, like way more excited about than I should actually be, is I mended something. So this is my Duns Sweden Radishes t-shirt, and very early into getting it I noticed a small hole. I don't know if this was something that happened when I received it and have snagged it on something, or whether it was like a fault that it came with, but it was there and I had an idea of how to fix it. I just never actually got on and did it. But then I decided that I'm going to make Mondays Mending Monday. So this got me kind of thinking about mending and things like that. And so I made plans to mend this, and I was going to mend it next Monday. The Monday just gone, I like mended a bed sheet which had got a big hole in it, and I like chopped the hole out with my overlocker basically and made what was a double bed sheet into a single bed sheet, and now my son uses it. That was fine. So then I was like, oh, this can be my next project. But once the embroidery floss arrived, I was just too excited. And I fixed it yesterday instead. So I will put a picture in of the hole so you can see what it looked like before. And then this is what it looks like now. If you can see it. So there it is. This is the one. The hole was like in this leaf, I think. Right in the middle. And yeah. Now it's a little embroidered radish, which is just so cute. I'm now like, maybe I'll just embroider a couple of others because I do very much like it. And I don't think it's like, you can see it, you can definitely see it, but I think if you weren't aware that it was there, then maybe you could like overlook it and not realise. Whereas I feel like the whole, even with its kind of slightly more discreet positioning, was more obvious. So yeah, but I am so pleased with how this turned out. And I'm now like, yeah, looking for the things to mend. I've got a little pile sitting in one of the holes in my shelves over there of all the things that I would like to mend over the next couple of Mondays. So yeah, I'm not necessarily going to show you everything that I mend because some of it's going to be pretty boring, but if I get something nice like this, then I will we'll show them to you. I am working on a pair of socks because I'm always working on a pair of socks, and these are I cast these on, this yarn on last year when I got it. It's the Mandy's Making, I've not got the tag, Mandy's Making, it's a share a pair. Oh, I do have a tag, on. Oh no I don't, oh yeah I do. Share a pair in Easter basket. And yeah, I really like it. It's nice pink and then a sort of variegated speckled, like with blue and green and cream, and it's very pretty. I cast them on last year and was not enjoying knitting them, so I cast them off and cast them back on again straight away, and I'm enjoying it much more. I did my, like, what is my now standard Fish Lips Kiss heel, and I'm just doing like the 2x2 stripe through the rest of the sock. I just feel like they're going so slowly and I don't know why. I am working on them, not loads, but I am working on them and they're just going so slowly. I don't know. It's not like changing yarn every 2 rows is really going to take up that much time, but I don't know. They're just so slow going, so they'll be done eventually. I just would like them to be done soon so I can wear them. And then the other thing that I'm working on, the only other thing that I'm working on really, is a jumper for Aiden, which looks utterly tiny when I'm holding it up like this, but it does fit him by some miracle. This should be the 4 to 6 size, but I didn't get gauge with the yarn that I'm using, so he would have fit into the 2 to 4 size, like, comfortably. So I just went up to the next size, and because I knew I had enough yarn, so it is coming up smaller than the 4 to 6 would usually come up, and Aiden is very slim, so it should be fine. I've tried it on him and it's probably going to be like, you know, perfect for summer evenings this season, and then Rory, our youngest, will probably end up getting more wear out of it. But yeah, there we go. Apologies for the racket if you can hear it. Our neighbours are having some work done on their garden, but I wanted to record and I don't know how long the work's going to be going on for, so I thought that I would just hope that it's not too distracting. So there we go. I'm on the first sleeve. This is the Flax Light by Tin Can Knits. It's a free pattern and it's really great. I have knit it once before, although I got the garter stitch on the sleeve wrong, but the person that I made it for didn't care. So yep, it's coming along. The body went super fast, and the sleeves are now going really slowly. I think it's because the needles I'm using the Knit Pro interchangeables. The joins are just not smooth, and with the finer yarn it's just snagging, and it's like every time I'm like pulling through, it's like forcing them through this way, and yeah. So I've been trying to like loosen up a little bit on the edges to try and encourage them to like flow through better, but I need to get myself some different interchangeable needles, or just, I might not even go interchangeable, I might just get lots of circular needles, because I really like the Chow-Goo red lace. I'm really tired. So yeah, so that's the other thing that I am working on. I'm hoping to have that done soon. Hopefully I will get a chance to work on it this afternoon more, and over the weekend. Yeah, I would really like to get that done before the end of next week, so that he can start wearing it before he grows out of it. So that is everything that I am working on. Oh, I have done a few squares on my Cozy Memories blanket. I think last time we spoke, I had just received lots of exciting new mini balls, and I have been adding them in. So I think this is bigger than the last time you saw it. And I'm still really enjoying it. So yeah, I've got so many minis to add in. Yeah, but I'm really enjoying it. What's this back? Oh yeah. But yeah, still really enjoying this. No intention of it being finished by any particular time, just going with the flow on that one. So I've got 2 more skeins or leftovers from this which need to go in. Might get those in sooner rather than later so I can get those crinkly bags out of my basket. I'm using as my like centre marker for the mitered square, I'm using this stitch marker that one of my knitty friends sent to me with my mini skeins. I can't remember who it was, but if it was you, thank you. It's really pretty sort of scale, makes me think of a mermaid's tail. So that's really nice, colourful. So that's it that I have been working on. And then I would like to cast on another pair of socks, just plain socks, so no colour changes, no stitch patterns, anything like that. And I have been looking at my yarn as if I have no yarn, which is ridiculous because I have lots of yarn. So I have just picked a skein that has been in my stash for a long time that I just want to use and be done with it. So I have picked up this Nora George. This is the Hufflepuff colourway. I bought this from a D-stash and was really excited, and then when it arrived I was still happy. I was happy, but the excitement had gone by the time it got to me. So I'm just gonna knit it up, and then maybe hopefully my excitement for it will return. I think I'm gonna do like Shorty Socks, a little bit longer than the ones that I'm knitting out of the share a pair. But yeah, just some short socks, because this is just 70 grams, 50 of the main colour and 50 of the contrast colour. So yeah, I'm just going to do short socks. I will have leftovers. Do some short socks. I don't know what the like striping is going to be like how frequently it's going to change colour, whether it's going to be quite blocky, but we shall see. I'm kind of almost tempted actually not to use this and just see if I could get away with knitting a short pair of socks out of this. Do you think I could get, I must be able to get a Shorty sock out of 50 grams, but we'll see. We shall see. I'm just thinking that if I do a short sock and the stripes are quite wide, then with the contrast I might end up with quite a lot of black and not a lot of yellow. But we will, I'll have an experiment and decide. So that's it really. 4 things I've been working on. Life stuff, I can't really remember what was happening last time we spoke. Yeah, so I'm afraid if there was anything that I was like, I'll tell you how that goes, I can't remember how it went or what it even was. Yeah, nothing particularly big has happened, I don't think. So we joined the gym last week, or the week before, and yeah, so we've been going to the gym, me and Andrew. We've just finished the sort of like inductions and getting like personal plans sorted, although Andrew hasn't had his personal plan yet, but like I have just finished my inductions and personal plan thing, so now kind of feel like I know what I'm doing when I go, like I've got some aims and things like that, so that's good. I'm kind of just trying to go a little bit like not too frequently, and then I can kind of get comfortable going to the gym. So I feel like I actually belong there. Yeah, so I actually maybe didn't mention that I have had a diagnosis of fibromyalgia, which is like a autoimmune thing, like basically chronic pain. I still don't really entirely understand it, but one of the things that was recommended was like regular, like light exercise, like strength building, core strength. Like she suggested Pilates and yoga. And I do enjoy doing Pilates and yoga, but sometimes I don't want to go to a class. I just want to go somewhere and do something on my own. I actually find it really hard to motivate myself to do exercise at home. I feel like I find it easier to go somewhere with the intention of doing exercise, and then I don't get distracted by like knitting or dishes or anything else that I can do to like procrastinate working out. So yeah, I've got some strength stuff to be getting on with, and the person that did my like plan has given me some like warm-ups for like mobility and stuff. So yeah, I just have to be really careful, because I did like work out 2 days in a row last week, and then Tuesday I was like completely useless because I was like in a lot of pain. So yeah, and then that kind of got better, and by yesterday I was feeling much better, and then today again I was feeling good, so I decided to go again today to try and like build on what I did, rather than, it would have been very easy for me to say like, no, I'm gonna rest longer. But I felt good. I felt like yesterday was kind of like my rest day, and then today was back to the gym. So we'll see. Hopefully tomorrow I won't be really sore. And then the other thing that I'm doing today, which I'm like super excited about, probably ridiculously excited about, is I'm going into my son's nursery to do some knitting with them. And like I'm there for an hour, and it's not just me, like they've got like a community week going on, so lots of parents, grandparents are going in to do like cooking and gardening, and also like knitting and things like that. So I'm not like going to teach them how to knit, but being like an actual enthusiastic knitter, I like messaged and was like, do you want me to bring my knitting machine? Like, should I bring some yarn? Do you need like needles or anything? So I have got stuff to take. I've got 2 bags. One is full of yarn. I bought a knitting machine, like a big knitting machine for like flat knitting. And it came with some cones of yarn, which are over here. So I'm taking those. And then I've also got some leftovers from, I made Aiden a stocking. This is my swatch. And I've got a lot of leftovers from that. I'm hoping that I will have some leftovers from my leftovers so that I can knit Rory his stocking. But if not, it's not the end of the world. And then this is Aiden's knitting, although it has been pulled out. But this is the yarn he chose and his little knitting needles. So I thought I would take those. I might be able to encourage him to actually try knitting properly. And then in this bag, I have got fibre and 2 of my drop spindles. And I thought that I could, if they're interested, show them how yarn is actually made. And this one is quite light. So I thought that they might be able to have a go at making it themselves. I don't know whether, I feel like this one is quite heavy and maybe is too heavy for them, but maybe it's not that heavy, but they're little. I don't know if it would be unwieldy, but this one might be a bit better. But yeah, they can have a little play with those. And then this is my knitting machine, just my little knitting machine. I have the Addy Express. And I like, it's got yarn coming out of it because I've like threaded it all up and started a few rounds. And I thought they quite like to sort of decorate with stuff that they've made. You know, they'll tie ribbons onto string and decorate with those kind of things. So I thought that they might just like to keep winding and winding and make a big long tube, and then they might like to put that up to decorate with. So I've got that there as well, if they're interested. And I thought it'd be quite useful because you can kind of see how the yarn is like hooked through each stitch. So yeah, and motor control skills. I was like thinking about all that kind of thing. So that's going to be exciting. So I'll let you know how that goes next time I talk to you. Yeah, I'm only there for an hour, like I said, but I feel like I've like maybe gone a bit overboard with the kind of things I'm going to take. I don't know if they're expecting that. They said I could bring the knitting machine. I don't know if anyone else is going to be there. I don't know, but yeah. So that's going. I'm going later today because if I were to go now at like lunchtime, then they would be sad that I wasn't taking them home with me. So I can't go and then come home without them, so I'll have to bring them both home although I don't think my youngest will see me because I think he's in a separate room. So but he would definitely not allow me to leave without him. And in fact, if I was there and he was there, then I wouldn't be able to do any knitting because I'd just have to cuddle him, I think. So hopefully he won't see me. That is everything that I have to say, to talk about. It's been really nice to sit down and chat again. So thank you. Like I say, thank you if you're coming back after the 2 months I've been away. It's not my longest break by any means, but yeah, still thank you if you're returning, and thank you if you're new. So hopefully I will be back next week. Yeah, but if not, I will see you again soon, definitely. Thank you very much for watching.